Hello and welcome to Pirate TV's post-game coverage of Seton women's basketball and their matchup in the WNIT against the Columbia Lions. The Pirates getting the win in the Elite Eight, 78-75. We're on the court right now here at Levian Gymnasium on the campus of Columbia University. I am Liam Plate, joined by Rony Jerez here. And Ronnie, what a game. What are your initial thoughts of this matchup?
I mean, no one really thought the atmosphere could have gotten this epic into this game here in Levian Gymnasium. We are in New York, and I can't tell you how great of a basketball game that was. Collegiately, that was one of the best sporting events I've ever been a part of. The crowd was absolutely amazing, both sides. A lot of Seton Hall Pirates fans even came across the river and showed up and showed out for the Pirates as they were heard. But this entire gym was filled to the brim, and you felt it because the players were amped up and they were going back and forth on offense, Liam.
Yeah, Columbia fans, Pirate fans, everyone came out to play, and it was really noticeable. And, you know, Seton Hall, they really fed into the crowd, and that was a packed gym. And Coach Bozzella even commented on the crowd that Columbia had here and just the atmosphere overall of this game. Here's what he had to say after the game.
Look at all the credit goes to the Columbia community. Their students and their fans were amazing.
That's like, this was the most packed game I've ever played in my life. Like, my whole life. This is like, hands down.
And she's played for state championship.
Yeah.
Won a state championship.
Like, yeah,
everything.
This was packed, and it was like exciting almost. Like, I wasn't nervous. I just was like, I want to come out and I want to win this game so I can, shut this crowd up real quick.
Yeah, like we told the kids, enjoy this atmosphere, enjoy the moment. This is fun. Like, this is what we play for. I mean, geez. I mean, it was amazing. Like I said, so much credit to Columbia and our fans. We had a good amount of fans there too. It was great. This is college basketball.
Now, Ronnie, let's get into this basketball game. Starting with that first quarter, all tied up at the end at 21. A very high-scoring affair for these two squads, and it was very back and forth the entire time. What did you see in that first quarter?
I saw a lot of offensive play from both teams, a little bit of sloppy play as well, as there was a lot of turnovers, careless turnovers, as both teams feeding off the crowd. They just wanted to run, go up and down the court on the fast break and convert that way. But that led to a lot of careless passes, a lot of passes that kind of overshot their intended target and led to out of bounds passes and a lot of steals. So that way, we saw a little bit of sloppy play, but a lot of offense, which got the crowd into it, and it was all knotted up at 21, which kind of set the stage of how the game was going to turn out later on.
Yeah, and then in that second quarter, Seton Hall was able to find a little separation with players stepping up on offense, such as Lauren Park Lane, Andrea Espinoza-Hunter, and their point totals for this game absolutely incredible. Park Lane finished with 29 points, and then both Espinoza-Hunter and Cooks both finished with 16 as well for the Pirates. And Ronnie, that second quarter, it ended with the Pirates being up by 5 at halftime there. And that second quarter, what do you think was really the biggest difference maker that kind of gave the Pirates some separation?
Andrea Espinoza-Hunter was a little bit more aggressive in that second quarter. I believe she finished entering into the halftime, she finished 11 points at half. So she was a little more aggressive, and she got to her spot, not shooting the barrage of threes she usually does. She got to more her mid-range size and kind of using her size to back down smaller guards and shoot over the top of them and finish after some backdoor cuts. So she did a good job moving without the basketball and trying to get into her spots, not doing too much and not forcing threes, but getting to where she's comfortable and making those mid-range jumpers.
So a 6-point lead for the Pirates at halftime, and that third quarter, man, did the Lions come out roaring. They really were able to take a bit of a lead over the Pirates there, and Seton Hall, they struggled for a little bit. The defense was all over the Pirates, especially in the backcourt, and I think really Seton Hall, they were able to make a little bit of a comeback there towards the end of the fourth quarter, towards the end of the third quarter, and get themselves a lead. But what do you think was the biggest difference maker in that third quarter for the Lions?
The Lions just came out gangbusters on defense. They did an outstanding job. The Pirates, the entire game, wanted to really lock in on Sydney Cooks as the Pirates were dumping it down to her early and often, but they kind of took that away. They took away the inside game, and they also ran the Pirates off the three-point line. So what they did was they really gave them no room to operate, and the Pirates really had to just keep passing it around, and the defense just stuck. They bended, but they never broke down, and which led the Pirates to take really bad shots, contested mid-range shots and contested underneath the basket shots. So that defense really came out strong right out of halftime. That got the Lions back into this game, and they kind of went on an 8-0, 10-0 run straight out of the halftime break that got them back into the game. And all that said, after that big run, the Pirates were just down about 3 to 1 points in that range heading into the big fourth quarter.
Yeah, and an abysmal, not abysmal, but not a best three-point shooting night for the Pirates. They went 4 of 14, 28.6%, and not really what you want to see from a team like the Pirates that relies on the three-pointers so heavily in a lot of their games. And Columbia did a great job taking that aspect of their game out of this matchup, and they really had to rely on players underneath getting the buckets and Lauren Park Lane driving, and their free throws too. The Pirates, they shot incredible from the free throw line, very clutch. I don't think they missed one all night, and Lauren Park Lane especially 14 of 14 from the free throw line really made the difference when it came down to it clutch. But Ronnie, you mentioned that big fourth quarter. Let's talk about that big fourth quarter. And this was another one, back and forth teams trading punches, three-pointer for the Pirates, three-pointer for the Lions. I mean, just talk about the energy in that fourth quarter and just how it fed into the game, and really what the difference maker was for the Pirates.
If you're a fan right here in Levy and Gymnasium or at home watching on SNY, you got a treat in this basketball game, because that fourth quarter was exactly what we wanted to see as a fan. Both teams trading blows. They traded leads a bunch in that fourth quarter, and credit to the Lions, they had hit 3 after 3, demoralizing 3 that kind of gave them the lead or tied it and really kept them in this game. And there were points they went on 9-0 runs just on 3 straight threes, all on one player. But then also, it was also the Lauren Park Lane show. She fed into the energy of the crowd, as once again, there was a great fan showing for the Pirates, and she really made herself known as she got into the paint and was just finishing crafty layup after crafty layup, and one big 3 as well in there to really break the backs and souls of the Line fans.
Yeah, Lauren Park Lane made some clutch free throws at the end. Amari Wright made 2 very big free throws at the end of that game. And let's look at the Pirates defense. In that final possession, they had 3 fouls to give. They fouled twice and then played out the last one and played fantastic defense, getting a couple blocks, refusing a last-second shot from the Columbia Lions. And it looked like Columbia, they did take their last shot a little early, I thought. They took it with about maybe like 3 or 4 seconds left on the clock and kind of just threw up a 3. But a 78-75 victory for the Pirates. 29 points for Lauren Park Lane, 16 both for Sydney Cooks and Andrea Espinoza-Hunter. Maya Bembry finishing with 11 rebounds.
Yeah.
Huge down the stretch and in getting those second chance points for the Pirates, second chance points opportunities. And now Seton Hall, they'll head to the WNIT Final Four to take on Middle Tennessee. They'll head to Tennessee for the game on Thursday. And Ronnie, any thoughts on that matchup coming up?
Well, this Pirates team just looks like they're on a really magical run right now. I was looking at them warm up before this game, and they just look so loose. They looked so loose, but locked in at the same time. They were really feeding off the energy of being in the Elite Eight. This Pirate team has never, in program history for this women's team, has never gone this far in WNIT or NCAA. So this is already an historic year for this program, and they've made it to the Final Four. And Coach Tony Bozzella is just adamant about his team, that there's no better group of people that he has ever coached, and they're just great people, and he is really confident going into this matchup against Middle Tennessee. So it's going to be a really, really fun matchup. They're going out to Middle Tennessee. Liam, you will be there, so it should be fun for you. But either way, anytime you get to the Final Four, basketball just gets really, really tight. It's purest form of basketball, and this Pirates team is just playing their purest form as well.
An already historic season for the Pirates. Let's see if they can make even more history this Thursday in the WNIT Final Four. That'll wrap up your post-game coverage here from Columbia, the campus of Columbia University. For Rony Jerez, I'm Liam Plate. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.